DM man. All right. So anticlimactic. Welcome in. What better content to listen to your favorite podcast than someone saying, "Oh no," out of the gate? You know that's very quality. However, so very interesting development here on No Punts Allowed. This is the first bottle that I've done. We've done many episodes. I'm a can enthusiast, but I'm going to show this to the camera. This is my Jets keychain that is roughly, I was going to say like 25 years old, but then I would have got a bottle opener when I was like 15. That seems aggressive. This thing's old
Just
though,
16.
and it's worn. Yeah, it's worn down, so it actually doesn't open bottles anymore. So normally we wait for our reveal till later in the show, but I'm very excited about this page.
Yes.
I was gifted this today by a friend of mine. It is Yingling, East Coast. Shout out. It is
the way you said that though was so Midwest, East Coast.
Oh,
like
no.
You could not have been more Midwest when you said that.
I'm blending my past and present. It is a Yingling Hershey's chocolate porter. Now, full transparency, I would not have picked this if I was drinking. Like if it were me, you know what I do. It's like IPAs, and I'm also not a huge porter fan. But it's the Super Bowl. It's like 3 degrees here. What the hell?
How's it taste?
You know what? I was expecting super heavy. That's actually nice and light, and it has like a really nice chocolatey finish. Probably not one, like if you drank 4 of these, you would want to die. Like you'd be bloated and want to die. But this is a pleasant surprise. So cheers.
Cheers. That is excellent. I know we're going to get to Super Bowl stuff, but we will definitely discuss like Super Bowl signature drinks, because I know we talked like what we drink while watching our own teams, but you've never watched your team be in the playoffs.
Wow. That's an aggressive way to start the pod. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. But
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That honestly was like on the spot too. That was not planned in any way.
No. You haven't been thinking about that all week.
I swear I have not. But something I have been thinking about all week is what in the world is going on at Auburn? Can we just what?
Okay. So there's no way they can keep this dude, right? Like,
I mean, you don't want to pay him $18 million not to coach there when you just brought him in. That's
exactly what's going on at Auburn, Paige, is the lawyers are digging and saying, how can we fire this dude for cause? So that's it. That is exactly it. But Auburn's released like 2 statements that are not statements, basically saying like, well, shoulder shrug, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They're trying to fire him for cause. The rumors, of course, were, and I'm going this is strictly rumors. You're looking at me like, Adam, you're about to get reckless, and you're not wrong. But the rumorville on Twitter was that he had an affair with an intern.
With his assistant.
His
not
assistant.
An intern. She's paid to be there.
Oh, see, you've done more research on this than I. It was, yes. And, well, also that the culture there is rough, and that the players don't like him, and I mean, I remember even the stuff where, like, we walk up the stairs. We don't take the elevator. It was like, oh, boy, this is not going to go well. So, but there's some serious claims in there as well, on top of the assistant stuff, which is obviously suboptimal.
Yeah, this, like, sort of started to look bad when you have an assistant coach leave to go to a school and get paid for, what was it, $400,000 less?
Yes, Derek Mason.
Yes, at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you're running towards Mike Gundy, who has not exactly had the cleanest of livings here in terms of reputation.
What?
Yes.
That's where it started to get a little interesting. Then I started to see the affair rumors on Twitter. Now, full disclosure. Initially, I was extremely annoyed that people just like threw that out there because they also threw a name out there of who it was with. It's one thing to be like, hey, there's rumors that the coach is having an affair. It's another thing to throw it out there when you like don't know if it's true and give a specific name. With that being said, I did check her Instagram account. And she went from 1,400 followers to let's look now. Let's get like a live count.
Yes.
Because, and also I'm
being very political and careful about this. Do you notice this? I'm showing tremendous restraint right now.
Yes.
Are you following this said human on Twitter?
No. I don't follow her on Instagram, but her Instagram is public still, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't find it. Dang it. I didn't have it teed up.
That's all right.
And I kind of don't remember her name.
But what you're saying is she
went from like 1,400 to like 20,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. And normally when these things happen, because sadly this is not the first time that something like this has come up in college football.
Oh, yeah.
Like that said person like makes their profile private and whatever. This leads me to believe that it may not be true. I have heard from someone who has a very reliable source, so a source of a source, that this is not true. And that is also just like very frightening because it's like, look at how quickly this was stirred up. One person said it and it just like caught fire and is everywhere. And that's like as a female in sports, like that's pretty like damning to your career if you're known as the person that rumored to have had an affair, whether it's true or false, like that's out there. So that's like kind of tough. But like you said, I love how Auburn was like, we don't take what the internet said. They're obviously looking into what the internet said about this affair to make sure that they could fire him for cause and not pay him $18 million. But also the other rumor was that he was on vacation and they asked him to come back to discuss things. And he was like, no.
I kind of appreciate that flex, by the way.
Me too.
That is a good flex.
That's like, look, don't give any weight to any of this.
No, I mean...
And they don't get a lot of time off. Like, I'm not defending him in any way, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of funny.
Do we find it pretty striking? Now, hiring Harsin was a mess, by the way, if you recall. You had people pushing for Kevin Steele. Yeah. You had boosters apparently, like, really pushing for him. Harsin felt, for all intents and purposes, like a backup solution for this. And
I wanted him to come to Arizona. We were hiring in that same window, and I was like, oh, I want him to be our new Arizona coach, and I was pissed that he wasn't. Now, sort of happy that he didn't do that.
Not only that, you remember the vaccine mandate, which I don't know what exactly happened with that, by the way, but he wasn't getting vaccinated. They had an employee rule. I'm not sure where that landed, but that was kind of, when you think of you had the walking up the stairs, you had the vaccine turmoil, while another football coach was getting fired, by the way, across the country. Yes. And then you have this stuff. Auburn clearly, he's in a position right now where it's almost so toxic, not even necessarily toxic of his own creation. I can't speak to that. But the situation is so toxic. How do you move forward from this? I don't. Now, Auburn just paid a football coach $20 million to go away, which looks pretty stupid now. And they're on the hook for $18 million more, which clearly they don't want to pay. We've seen, though, Paige, in recent years, firing a coach for cause is actually really hard to do. Mm-hmm. Like, these coaches are winning lawsuits left and right when it comes to this stuff when, the NCAA's involved. But no, they would probably settle here. So Auburn is in a really shitty situation with this.
And he's not going anywhere. Like, clearly, even the flex of not coming back from vacation, he's not going to leave and just be like, because again, that sticks with you. You'll be the guy that, resigned because of the turmoil or gave up, or, he is going to make them find a cause and fire him if that's going to be the case. But like you said, it's so toxic. Like, how do you recover from this? Also, this is a school that, like, keep in mind, like, their basketball team, although they just lost to Arkansas, which was awesome, is number 1 in the country, okay? And that program has had so many eyes on them, and a lot of stuff has gone down. They were involved in the college basketball scandal that the FBI was, like, looking into and all of that. They had an assistant coach go to court because of all of that and everything, and have still managed to be number 1 in the country.
Yes.
But, like, imagine dealing with, like, probably your two largest sports and just being like, dude, what the is going on? Like, you get one thing cleared and you're in the good age of things for Auburn basketball, and then now you're having to deal with your football program, which is just little brother to Alabama, and like you said, are already paying somebody else to leave. So
Auburn, by the way, this is you think about the last 12 to 15 years of Auburn football, even when you had Cam Newton, who was maybe the most dominant quarterback of our lifetimes, collegiate quarterback. Yeah. That was, of course, all about NCAA and will he play or will he not. the Gus situation was a roller coaster because every other year he'd be getting fired and then he'd beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Or they had the kick six. I mean, so Auburn is content friendly, if you will. But this one is
not great content.
I don't know how this ends, other than Auburn has really boxed itself into a corner here by basically everybody knows it's in the lawyer's hands now. And unless they can find something truly damning, they're going to have to pay this dude if they want him to go away. And keeping him, by the way, at this point is going to be difficult because, like you said, if you're him, you absolutely go nowhere.
Yeah.
Does you no good to go anywhere. Financially, you sit back and say, okay, bring it.
And who are you bringing in? Because you're going to have to, if you want to compete, you're going to have to bring in someone that's good and you're going to have to pay them. And you're already paying, then that would be two guys not to be there.
Yes.
Like, not to say that there's not
$38 million in coaching
but that's a lot of money. That's a lot. That's
coming
a lot.
out of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and also, like, now I'm not to say that there's slush funds out there, for recruiting classes, but you would rather use that money to pay for some NIL shit and get players to go there. You don't want to be paying the coaches not to be there. Like, that's just not a bill that I want to pick up.
How's Auburn going to recruit right now? Like, for the foreseeable future? Like, how are you going to recruit? This is what happens. This is an unescapable result. So the question is whether they pull the band off now or they wait. Now, speaking of, I don't want to say unescapable result because I think this was a bit of a shock. We recorded last week.
Yeah.
We said goodbye to Jim Harbaugh, basically. And literally, like an hour later, he's not offered the job at Minnesota, and he comes back to Michigan. So this is interesting on a variety of fronts, Paige, including his coordinator, Exodus, as well. But let's start with Harbaugh. I am a Harbaugh apologist. Of course, you know this very well, probably better than anybody. Yes. I feel a little bad for him. He went through these job things very publicly and basically said, and I kind of appreciate, like, the allure of winning a Super Bowl has always been there. And he, 2 cycles in a row, basically tried to leave Michigan and couldn't. By all accounts, last year he was ready to get the hell out. Can't blame him for that. So, and this, like, unfolded in a way that doesn't normally do that for coaches, right? Like Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly, these were shocking hires. He's interviewing on National Signing Day, which was pretty weird and kind of fucked up, but whatever. It's kind of interesting that a guy that made the playoff, I'm assuming is going to get a new contract, a big new contract. We haven't heard anything on that, but that's got to be coming. It's going back to Michigan, and yet it's met with like this mixed applause, I guess. Like, we talk about the Gaddis stuff in a bit, but like the whole thing is strange. I can't remember like a coaching resolution quite like this one. Yeah.
Well, it also just leads me to believe that like the Auburn situation can get better because look at what Michigan is repaired with Jim Harbaugh. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it seemed so far, like it just seemed irreparable between Michigan and Harbaugh, whether it be last year before they actually were good or even just this year. It was like, okay, he's probably gone and we expect him to go back to the NFL. But it just feels weird. And like, he's going to get this big contract. And like, here's the thing. I'm a little worried with the coordinators leaving and just the like, I don't know what the word is for it. Like, just the like weird, like ominous feeling over that. Because like, do you really think that he's going to stay? Like, I think this is still going to happen every year. Because one of the quotes coming out of the fact that he was coming back to Michigan was, this isn't going to be a thing you have to worry about every year. I have decided to come back. That you can't say that. You cannot say that. If the right NFL job opens up for him, he's going to leave. So I feel like that was said to help with recruiting and kind of patch up some of that stuff. But I don't know that that's the case. I think every year we're still going to have the conversation, is Jim Harbaugh going back to the NFL? Like, I don't think that that's not something they're going to have to deal with.
And I guess to the Gaddis stuff, I thought he did a phenomenal job, obviously, this year, when you think about it. And he, in general, was like a star for them. And I said it, I believe, on this pod, was that, like, if Jim Harbaugh were to leave, I think making him the coach would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Not a popular idea, but a good idea. clearly Michigan said no thank you, and that pissed him off. That's my understanding of the situation, right?
Yeah.
When that text message was released by ESPN of basically him saying, the administration not having my back. It was a pretty interesting thing to text to players, by the way. I don't know if I would have gone that far either. So he goes to Miami. He leaves a good situation at Michigan. Well, or clearly it wasn't a good situation. That's the Broyles Award winner. That's an enormous loss when you consider how good offensively they were against Ohio State and other places.
But that also goes to show you that the Michigan administration has learned nothing.
Agreed.
Like, look at what you did to Jim Harbaugh and look at what Jim Harbaugh did for you. And yet also we're still, the fact that they don't have a contract figured out and like ready to present him when he was like, hey, I'm not going to the NFL is ridiculous. Like, you just made the playoff. Like, get him a piece of paper in front of him and have him sign it and make it be massive. Like, the fact that you don't have that figured out and the fact that you let a coordinator leave and the fact that he said that he wasn't supported by you guys, that's a huge red flag. Huge red flag that's not going great there internally. As great as you think it would go after coming off a year like they had.
And I think they did offer him a contract. But what I'm curious now with the holdup is Paige, potentially, this is not me reporting. This is me just drinking a chocolate beer speculating.
We love speculation.
I wonder if they have to rewrite it because he just dragged them through the NFL like weirdness. And so if Michigan's going back to the table saying, okay, we're going to give you whatever, $70 million, whatever the contract deal is going to be. It'll be huge. I don't think it'll be Mel Tucker big, but I think it'll be big. But here's what we're going to do for buyouts. You can't do this to us at least next year, right? They've got to bake in some really creative language so that Harbaugh can't pull this shit for a little while. Because
do you think that's a holdup, though? Is that he's not going to take that?
I would guess, because why wouldn't they do this? Like, what else would it be? I mean, clearly he's not going to be making, $4 million a year? Like, the going rate of...
And he said it's not about the money. Because he doesn't strike me as someone that's... Well, no. He's given a lot of his stuff... Like, I don't think it really is. Like, when you're that wealthy, it kind of really isn't about the money. Like, I get getting the money back that he maybe gave up and forfeited last year and things like that. But... I also think for him, there's a lot of, like, pride involved. So you're right. I do think, like, the wording in that is going to be very important to him over the dollar amount.
No, I think if you're Michigan, we're going to pay you. But the buyout, or, like, basically, if you're going to leave in the first 2 years, it's going to cost you everything. 3 years from now, you could stomach this if you're Michigan. That's just the profession, like you said. But you can't do this next year. And I think that's going to be, I think that would probably be the holdup. By the way, I will say, Gaddis, Kevin Steele, Mario Cristobal, that is really interesting. Mm-hmm. Like I wrote a little bit about, what coaches, writing about this week, like what coaches do we think are going to be, taking off? I think Miami, they've got a quarterback. That's a pretty interesting move. Like they're investing in their program in a huge way.
Yeah.
And like that's a pretty impressive start, I gotta say. So yes, it's weird that Gaddis left, but like if you're Gaddis who clearly wants to be a head coach, Van Dyke last year for Miami. Oh my God, Paige, I went back and looked at his stats. Like his last 6-7 games were like he was awesome. Like I watched some of those games, but statistically I was like a reminder. So you've got if you're Gaddis, you're the OC of maybe the best, maybe even better than Caleb Williams. Statistically, he was the best young quarterback, one of the best young quarterbacks in football. You're going to have him for 2 more years, and then you could probably be a launching pad to head coach somewhere. It's a great move for Gaddis, by the way.
Yeah.
Great move for him.
Well, and I also think like going to not to say that like this is a theme, but it seems like a theme. Going to a team that like needs that next step that's maybe like a storied program that isn't there yet, that's been in a frustrating situation. Like he brought Michigan out of a frustrating situation. Going to Miami where like it's a storied program, bringing them out of frustration and back into what I mean. And having seen what Mario Cristobal can do, like I think that Miami's going to be great. Yeah, I think he's going to be great. Like I think that program is definitely going to be on the up and up. I know we thought Diaz was that for them, but I really do think this is like, I think they nailed that well, not really. That whole hiring process was terrible, but long term, that's going to be, looking back, it's going to be a solid hire and move by them.
I'm very impressed. I think of all the teams, the immediate, right, the story that we're writing this week, and it's really interesting for Bleacher Report is like what coach is going to have the best success in 2022. I'll ask you this because I'm answering it this week. USC, of course, LSU, Notre Dame. I mean, there's monsters in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami is my answer for a few reasons. But I really like the quarterback. I really like the coach, and I think the competition is there. I don't know. I had a hard time. I think USC is, of course, the flashy answer. I think that's going to take some more time. I think Miami very much could be that team.
I'm still going to go with USC because they didn't take people from Oklahoma, okay? They took them from the transfer portal. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, that is what Lincoln Riley said when he was basically asked about the fact that he took people with him from Oklahoma to USC. I thought it was hilarious.
He's not.
I thought it was hilarious.
Wrong.
He's not wrong. But also, like, welcome to the new age of college football. Like, don't be such a stooge, guys. Like, come on.
That's
I hate that.
Clip that. Don't be such a stooge, guys.
Don't be such a stooge.
What the hell? So here's the thing. It's a ridiculous quote, right? But what is he supposed to say? These kids committed to play with him. Okay? Like they committed to play offense for him. What the fuck do you want him to do?
Did you see that Caleb Williams is on he was on Good Morning America this morning, okay? Wow. And Colin Cowherd quote tweeted it. It was like, yeah, and at Oklahoma he was on local radio and on like whatever other like rinky-dink show. And it's like, that's also the other part. You have to understand that like things have shifted. Like, of course kids are gonna go from Norman, Oklahoma to Los Angeles. Like, come on. Like, you just seriously, like you said, what's he supposed to say to that?
You can't say I'm actively stealing these kids because I actually don't believe Lincoln Riley is like, you know, like texting everybody
dude.
Like, join me. Although there's probably some of that. Caleb Williams is probably like, dude, get your ass here. But even that wasn't seamless. But like the guy has a special, his offense is special. He produces pros all over the place. It sells itself. But I don't even know what Lincoln Riley, you know, I don't even know in his defense, I don't know what he could say that would satisfy that answer. I think your point's the best one. These are the rules. Deal with it.
Until the NCAA comes up with better ones, let's just roll with it. Okay?
Yes.
We're doing it.
I agree.
Whether you are Nick Saban or Lincoln Riley, and if you're upset about it, get over it. That's sort of how I feel.
It's
I'm
not specifically, by the way.
I'm not specifically adding any coach that coaches in the SEC and gets upset about things that are stupid.
Just random.
Just a random thought from me. But yeah, look, why wouldn't you go play for Lincoln Riley? He convinced the NFL that Kyler Murray was good.
By the way, real quick.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We can.
Okay.
That's why I brought it up.
Ooh, tease. That's your guy.
No. Okay, this is people think that I will have a certain opinion on this, and mine's the opposite. So if you didn't see, Kyler Murray deleted all evidence that he was an Arizona Cardinal on his Instagram and in his bio and everything. It's like completely wiped clean. What that means, who knows? Somebody, I think it was Michael Jr. who said like this is probably an elaborate like Super Bowl ad thing, which sort of would make sense. But a lot of people were like, oh, this means he's coming back to baseball. This is so exciting. Now I can play for the A's. And I was like, skirt, I do not want him on my team. He did not choose to be on my team. I don't want, no, wait, sir. I don't know.
Do people actually think that he would go to play baseball?
I honestly think,
hold on.
I know it's like most people are like speculating as like a joke, but I think there is like a select few that like really do believe that he'll go back.
Who are the A's minor league affiliates? Where are they playing? Like
Vegas.
Okay, all right.
And they also promised him that they tried to promise him that he would only be there for a little bit.
Okay.
They tried to promise him that like the max was a year there or whatever, and that he'd be in the majors before his like second year.
Okay. There's no. He wants money. That's it, and he's gonna get paid. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
Although he's not been great down the stretch.
Yes, here's the thing. I don't think he's bad at football. I will say. I know that was a very harsh joke to say that Lincoln Riley convinced him that he's good in the NFL. I mean, if he played for Lincoln Riley and look what happened. Like, I mean, hello. So why wouldn't you go do that? Like, there's a reason why people want to play for him. Baker?
If he
Jalen?
Quits to play baseball, I will eat a IPA, a can. I will eat the can on a podcast.
You need to eat mayonnaise, a jar of mayonnaise.
I'd rather eat a can. I'd rather eat a can. No. I mean, like,
you would rather ingest aluminum
like a
over
goat.
a digestive
I would rather be
mayonnaise.
A goat. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd rather poison my body with that. No, I just think it's funny. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming he's past his third year. You've seen a slew of quarterbacks getting paid. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, right? You got quarterbacks getting paid all over the place. So I'm assuming contract negotiations are not going well. But he's under 2 more years of control because they picked up, obviously, the 5th-year option. And so, the formula to be great in the NFL, by the way, is win with a young quarterback before you have to pay him like $300, $400 million. Yeah. So they're probably trying to do that now. So I just love the pettiness. Like the Instagram, like this is like ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, like stuff.
But I'm wondering if that's even going to be the case. Like, I wonder if this was just like some sort of PR move. But also, like, that like no matter what you do in this day and age, like on social media, if you're an athlete, someone is going to be like, oh, this is something that's happening, even when it's not. So you like make mindful movements. This was very, like, he knew that people were going to freak out about this.
Oh, yeah. No, this is it's actually brilliant when you think about it because it's like so subtle. It could be nothing. It could be everything.
It could be nothing and it could be something. That's why it's horrible because we're also like, all right, what's going to happen?
He doesn't have to say shit. His agent doesn't have to say anything. You just do this and speculate. And if you're like a GM of the Cardinals, you're like, God damn it. Call up the agent and say, buddy, or most likely they've tried to have this communication.
His agent is Cliff Kingsbury's agent too.
Ooh. Juicy.
At least it was when he was being drafted. I don't know if that's still the case. I'm pretty sure though that
seem to know a decent amount about Cliff Kingsbury.
Always and forever.
All right, so NFL.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait. We can talk about NFL. This is Super Bowl related. I have to tell you something that happened that I am still just like very shook by. So last week I made a TikTok. I posted it to Instagram, so maybe you saw it. It was like a joke about that picture of me taking a picture of Joe Burrow when he won the national championship. And I'm like behind him. Okay, somebody commented, a random stranger commented, actually 2 of them, commented on there saying that I look like his mom.
Oh.
I mean, look, I'm a very secure person in my age. I get carded everywhere I go. That hurt. That one hurt. I am 4 years older than Joe Burrow. 4.
Yeah, that's not right. Like, that's not... I'm the old person on this podcast, okay?
It's actually also really funny.
All right,
because, like, if you think about it, we do kind of... Like, we have very similar...
Hold on. I don't know what his mom...
I don't know what his mom looks like either. That's a lie. I know what his mom looks like. I'm not his mom, obviously.
Okay. I will say...
She has blonde hair.
She has blonde hair. That's about it, actually. That's all I have.
Do I look like her? Kind of. I think they just meant like I look too old for him. Maybe that was the...
No, I don't know. Like,
Joe
there are in some pictures... You know what? It's not terrible. Also, she looks very young for a mom.
Oh, okay. I could see where people think maybe.
So
but I'm not that old. I'm not even 30 yet. I would have to have been 4. That's just gross, okay?
Yes.
But yes, I'm very excited for the Super Bowl. Are you excited?
Okay. I was trying to compartmentalize this with my buddy this week. The Super Bowl is actually a little depressing for me because it's like the end of the road of football officially.
You really hate when football.
I really have been coming to terms with this.
What's the new league that they're coming out with?
Oh, like the USFL, like the Jeff Fisher's coaching, right?
Yes.
So it must be good. So I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I hate that it's on a goddamn Sunday. But I love gambling, and I love food, and I love beer. So, yes, there'll be that involved. My kids are getting into it now. My kids are actually super into the Olympics, strangely.
Yes, we love that. Does Olivia want to be a figure skater?
She wants to be a snowboarder.
Of course she does. Daredevil.
Well, I know. Yeah, my kids are lunatics, but they're all into like the acrobatics. Not that figure skating isn't acrobatics; it's actually insane. So
kids are lunatics.
Yeah, no, but so
send that to Caitlin.
so the Super Bowl will be yeah, clip that. The Super Bowl will be on, and they'll be excited, but they'll be excited for like different reasons. And I think my Jack, my middle son, every sporting event that we watch, it's who are we rooting for? Now, most times the answer is whoever I'm gambling on. I don't tell him this, but it's the green team, the red team, the blue team, the yellow team, the team with the tiger, the team with that guy over there, right? And then like when I tell him, sometimes I just have to tell him like, is our team winning? And it's just like, yes, even if I'm losing. I just don't want to get into like because when I say no, he'd be like, oh man, this team's bad. And when you're gambling on a team, you don't want to hear that from your 5-year-olds. So we will do the Super Bowl upright. There's a wing place down the street from us that is truly unbelievable. So It's always insane on Super Bowl. We have to order like today for Sunday.
Okay.
And then I'm curious, like you talked about drinks. I have some ideas. The problem is I can't get too aggressive on the Super Bowl. Like this is not a time to be aggressive. So I always am kind of confused how aggressive to get from the drink standpoint.
This is random, but Valentine's Day is Monday, so just a reminder to all the males and females listening to this podcast. The day after the Super Bowl is Valentine's Day. Just want to remind everyone. Right. In terms of drinks, here's the thing. I am going to Scottsdale for the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So there will be drinks had this weekend.
You're going to be in rough shape by the Super Bowl.
Very excited. No, we're only going on Friday, and then we're just like hanging out in Scottsdale and doing like brunch stuff on... Brunch is always such a dangerous word for a basic
brunch is a gateway drug to brunch, okay? Like, let's not kid ourselves what brunch is. Brunch is the marijuana of meals, okay? Brunch leads to, like, an extended brunch, which leads to day drinking and good luck.
We will see how late I stay out on Saturday. But
you're toast.
I don't know, I think... When the 49ers were in it, I told that story multiple times about how I thought we were winning, so I was just hammered by the halftime, really. But I think I'm going to go, like, seltzer to start, Topo Chico seltzer to be specific, because those are the best seltzers out there. And then maybe pivot in tequila as the night goes, but I am fully prepared with Joe Burrow merch that I've had, actually, for a very long time. So
LSU or Cincinnati merch?
Cincinnati. I ordered it when he first got drafted. Obviously, it wasn't that long ago, but still. But so I have that, and I'm looking forward to the halftime show. Like normally, like this is the good part about my team not being in it is that I like can actually sort of enjoy it a little bit and like the ambiance of it. I think if the Niners were playing, I'd be like super stressed out, and just like not able to function really, especially because I wouldn't be at home. Like I'm going to someone's house, and you know you need to be on your best behavior and have some manners at other places, and I'm not good at having manners while watching sporting events. We're getting better slowly but surely. But halftime show, I was thinking about this. We haven't like discussed like our music tastes like that much. Like we've known each other for like a while, and like music has not really come up, and music's like a huge part of like my daily routine. Like my music taste is like all over the map, like completely everywhere. Do you like the group of halftime people? I do.
Like of course, it is in my range. My range is kind of odd. So my music, it's really, I've become a podcaster. Like when I'm in the car or whatever, I feel like now I'm podcasting, which has kind of killed my listening to music.
Really?
It's really weird. I was thinking about this the other day with like Spotify, which I pay for. Yes, my music, when I'm home, it's something the kids like. When I'm on the road, it's a podcast. unless it's, I really do like Drake. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love Drake. I still like Kanye. I can't quit him, even though I feel like he quit me. So yes, I'm more in the hip hop genre, but I also like, I don't know, I feel like
Do you like Eminem?
I do like Eminem.
I love Eminem.
I don't feel like I've felt a connection to Eminem in a long time, just because but old school Eminem is just still.
There's an Eminem Peloton ride, and I recommend it. Okay?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because trying to rap while you're on a bike is like a lot of effort. It was double the exercise really for me on that front. But I don't know. People get like really irritated with halftime shows. Like I feel like my expectations have just gotten so low because I know everyone's going to be mad about something because they want to be mad about it. And I'm like, I'm just excited to hear this one, see this one, and enjoy it. And I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be good too. And it's going to be interesting for them to try to curtail this into something that isn't too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are artists that are known for language. And like, I even thinking about with my kids watching, which I'm fascinated by. Like, I grew up with Eminem saying some of the craziest shit imaginable, but like stuff that I gravitated towards. So I'm interested how they're going to Super Bowl-fy this, which has a chance to really, really take the soul out of it. But I guess why they're going to do it. I appreciate them trying. Like, I think it's a cool thing to try. And I do think this is certainly I think this is targeted toward me. Like the 37-year-old guy who grew up with all this. It's like, yes.
Yeah, because my generation is big on Eminem, like huge. Are you technically a millennial?
No, there's
no.
way. I don't think so. I've never been called it. I'm not ashamed. If I would be,
I'm like smack dab in the middle of millennial.
I think I'm too old for millennials because I still say millennials, right?
TikTok.
You're not a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
I'm
not Gen Z? I am not Gen Z. My brother is Gen Z. I am for sure a millennial. We're looking this up.
I don't know. I don't really.
What years?
I don't really think you come. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with millennials.
1981 to 1996 are considered millennials. So you are a millennial.
I am a millennial, but I'm not.
But I am not. I'm 96. Like I'm 4 years. That's the year that Joe Burrow was born. Okay, so Joe Burrow's on the millennial Gen Z.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
But no, I'm definitely a millennial. I represent a solid crew. Gen Zers, I'm very confused. I asked my brother lots of questions, but I tried to relate. I'm on TikTok, so that's the closest thing I can get to that.
That is pretty damn close.
That is close. What do you like to eat? What's like your go-to snack?
I think this is wings, but it's also like I like to make something usually out there a little bit, mess around with some sliders, mess around with the air fryer, but I want to eat like shit. So yes, it'll be wings, and we'll do some sides. But I like to go. I mean, I am the stereotypical Super Bowl, yes, feed me this. The hardest part with the food is the timing. Yes. The whole day is just
it's a long
disjointed. It is a long day. So,
and you want to get to it, so everyone's parties start early afternoon, so you can get to drinking and eating, and then the food's cold by game time, and then you need to eat dinner. It's a hard thing to manage and host.
What are you eating during yours?
Well, I don't know because I'm attending an event, but I will say this: wings. I'm not the biggest fan of bone-in, which I know is just nuggets. Okay, but I will eat them. But I just don't. I'm just not. There's no dainty way to do it, and so I just sort of refrain.
So wait. Let me clarify. You are pro boneless wings.
Yes, but I'm not offended if you call them nuggets because that's what they are. They're glorified nuggets. But
they're not supposed to be dainty. The picking apart is the no one's going to judge you. If this is a judge-free zone on bone wings, that's the rub.
You say that, but I mean, I'm just also very conscious of what I eat.
You're not conscious of anything. You are you. If somebody talks shit about Arizona, haphazardly around you, engulf their soul.
You're like, Paige,
but
you're so good at being you. You usually don't give a shit about what people talk.
No,
it's true, actually. The one thing in life I will say, so here's the thing. I guess we've just uncovered something that maybe I can go to a therapy. I was just going to say go to therapy for, is that I literally don't care what anyone thinks in like any other aspect of my life. Any aspect. Like people could judge me. I just don't care. When it comes to eating wings, I just feel like everyone is judging me, and I can't do it gracefully, so I just like have bowed out. So that's my toxic trait. Apparently, it's like I don't eat wings because of fear of judgment.
I'm so washed. I'm normally just around my wife and kids, so I'm just like, who gives a shit at that point, right? These people know me at my worst.
Maybe this is the year that I go to a Super Bowl party and I eat wings in front of people.
Just like stains on your shirt.
And just like going for it.
Leaving it on your face. You know what? Yes. But boneless wings are fine. I feel like they get a bad rap.
They're fine. They're good.
They are perfectly fine. But they're not bone in.
No.
So, yes, I will hope that you will
I will indulge. I will say my favorite Super Bowl snack, though, or thing, I'm a big dip person. I love dip.
Me too.
Buffalo chicken dip, the ones with,
huge
cream
fan.
cheese and just, so bad for you, that is my shit. That is my shit.
I'll tell you, I haven't had it, but Chili's, that queso dip.
This is so embarrassing, but I had that 3 weeks ago. I was like,
that's not embarrassing. No, but it sounds amazing.
I really want Chili's. It's like the skillet queso.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's so good. And also,
and their chips are also really good. It's really
the chips
weird.
are great. Their ranch is outstanding. I've not had Chili's in forever, but I remember
I get buffalo wings from them.
But you can order.
Yeah.
Last time I was there, they're like, "Do you want ranch with your chips?" It's like, now I do. Yes. And it was outstanding. Sorry, this is turning into
the food. We're just we're getting the meat sweats.
Chili's, am I right? All right, now the game itself. We're gonna do prop bets, but the game itself. All right, we are both Joe Burrow homers for different reasons.
Yes. Same reason.
Well, I guess it's kind of the same reason, frankly.
He's good at football.
He's good at football.
We like him. He's a good dude.
He's got good swag. He makes everything look cool, and he's probably the greatest collegiate quarterback, or had the greatest collegiate season of our lifetime.
Question:
Yes.
Are you going to tell Jack that we're rooting for Joe Burrow or for the Bengals?
Bengals.
Okay.
Bengals. By the way, the line 4.5. The total is at 48.5. I know the line came back down to 4. Now it's back up at 4.5. I've talked to people that really like the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Bengals, though. I still do. And it's not just Joe Burrow. They feel like this team that navigates all sorts of weirdness toward the end of the year, and they've found a way to do it. So we've got prop bets to talk about, which I feel like is more interesting. We talked a little bit of the Super Bowl last week. I just think this Bengals team is going to have a chance, going to keep it close. The defense has been good enough. Mm-hmm. Matt Stafford is still capable of doing something dumb. He's done that throughout the season a little bit. So, but I'm very excited for the game, actually.
That was going to be my point, is that, I understand why people are high on the Rams, but I also know that they have blown big leads a lot and have not been able to complete comebacks the way that they did this last game. So I don't have incredible faith in them, and I feel like the Bengals just never stop. So I'm going to go with the Bengals too. I mean, I'm betting with my heart. I mean, last time, got to ride it out. But I
think 4.5 in this. We've had a lot of really close games. I think 4.5
field goal. This is definitely going to be a close game.
4.5 is a nice number for this game. So, and by the way, Cincinnati's field goal kicker is nails. I mean, the dude's a monster. So
ice in his veins.
He has been so good.
It's gonna come down to a game-winning field goal, and he's gonna say, "Let's go win a Super Bowl," and just I would be so
nervous. Oh my God.
I would.
I get nervous watching.
I can't watch any kicker. I think college has just made me completely not able to watch any form of kicking.
Yes.
Yeah, like I can't watch anyone kick anything. I'm like, nope. Even when it's just like a regular, like even watching like PATs now, I'm like, I don't know. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. All right.
All right. So let's talk prop bets. Now, let's establish some stakes to these individual prop bets.
All right.
Do we want? I think we have to save the TikTok video because I feel like that's a longer. I feel like that's I don't know. I'm happy to do it. Although it's kind of hard with prop bets too because I think some of these there's just like a yes, right, on some of these.
Yeah.
What can we do for an immediate payoff on the pod next week? I will chug a beer. I will do whatever you want me to. Like I'll do.
I poured mayonnaise on my head, and you want to chug a beer?
No, I just want. I mean, for the sake of content, I will do whatever is possible here. Think about the stakes. Let's go to the props.
Okay.
We have some stuff written down. It's impossible to find this shit, by the way, because it's just there's so many.
So many. Yeah.
Oh my God. So where do you want to start? Do we want to start national anthem?
Yeah, we'll do national anthem, then coin toss.
Okay, so the national anthem. What is the over/under that you have?
95 seconds was the one that I had.
Do you have a lean on that one?
Okay. So who's singing it again?
It is. Hold on. I just looked this up. Do you remember last year when the guy recorded the video outside the stadium of the Super Bowl
Mickey
being
Guyton.
practiced?
Oh, I love. Okay.
I don't know who that is.
It's country music. You wouldn't.
There you go. I'm going over.
Apparently, she's known for. I saw this somewhere that she's known for. Over under. Let's look. Over under.
Are you doing analysis like? Looking up over under.
Wow, look at they have a whole thing that tells you what's hit the last. Let's look at this. If you're looking for a quick fix or a winner during the Super Bowl, this is excellent.
This is true degenerate shit, by the way.
2021 was the over under was 1 minute and 59 seconds, and it was 2:17. Demi Lovato in 2020 was under by 6 seconds. This apparently, wow. In 2018, Pink's was supposed to be, the over-under was set at 2 minutes, and it was 2 minutes. That's wild.
An actual push?
Yeah, that's wild. Lady Gaga did the same thing. Okay, so I read quick search.
Wow, you are clearly nervous about the stakes.
I am. I really want to get this one right. Her in the 95 to 99 range, second range. Historically, that's low. Okay. So, I don't know, because I feel like also with like national anthems, like it's a Super Bowl, like you're a little nervous, maybe go a little faster. I'm going to go.
Sounds like an under bet.
Nope. No. I'm going to go over.
All right. We're both on the over.
Okay. I'm going to be so mad if it's the under.
Heads or tails?
Heads or tails. You're taking tails. I'll take heads.
Wow. Okay.
Why not?
So we go our separate way there.
We go our separate ways there.
Gatorade bath. Now, this is very interesting. Clear, I'm going to give you the odds. Okay, so we've got a shit ton of choices.
Yes.
Clear or water, plus 250 is the favorite.
Okay.
Orange, plus 300. Yellow-green, plus 350. Blue, plus 4,000. None, plus 600. That's lame. This should be a no play. Can we do an agreement here that we can't pick none?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Red, pink, plus 1,200. And purple, plus 1,400. So, I like blue, plus 400.
I'm going to go yellow because it's the superior Gatorade flavor.
Orange is the superior Gatorade flavor.
What?
Yes.
That is your worst take of all time.
Orange, yellow, and then blue.
I can't believe you think orange is the superior. No.
It's delightful.
So
I
you're
will
taking
not
blue?
budge on this. I'm taking blue.
I'm sorry. I'm just like really upset that you think that orange is the superior of all the Gatorades. Like not even like the Cool Frost, the light blue one.
Yeah, it's overrated.
Yellow is the most superior. Anyway,
okay, jersey. Well, all right. So let's, before we get super weird.
Yes.
This is, I think, jersey number of the first touchdown scorer, which is over 23.5 or under 23.5. Now, we had some conflicting odds on this pre-pod that we were working on. That's what we're going to work. Over 23.
What is over 23?
Or under 23.
I'm taking under.
I'm taking under as well.
What's that?
Okay.
We're the same.
All right. I'm going to throw... I do not understand this bet, Paige. I'm looking at it right now. Will there be an octopus? Yes, plus 1,400. No, minus 2,500.
An octopus?
Am I missing the bit? I feel like I'm missing the bit.
I feel like... okay. Octopus bet in... What is an octopus bet in football? Will there be an octopus? Or is it a joke? An octopus is a real football stat invented in 2019 by a Sports Illustrated writer. It occurs when the same player that scores a touchdown scores the ensuing 2-point conversion.
I have never heard of this.
I've never heard of it either.
Yeah, the answer is no.
It happened. It became a thing in 2019. But that's what an octopus is. We're educating our listeners. Look at how quickly and resourceful we are.
Okay, I've got another one. I'm going to do an audible if you don't mind, because I'm just looking at these. We need a couple more to do a separator. Who's going to win the coin toss, the Rams or the Bengals? I'm going Bengals.
I'll go Rams. I was going to say the Rams. It's LA. It's
all right.
Home
field
cooking? Advantage.
All right.
Home field.
Now, we don't have to decide on this, but I will say I bet this every fucking year. Will an offensive lineman score a touchdown at 22 or 25 to 1? This isn't a pod pick. Paige, last year I bet this, and if you remember, the O-lineman dropped the goddamn ball. He had it in his hands in the end zone, and he dropped it. I think it's going to happen this year. An O-lineman, you've got all these weapons. You've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp,
you think it happens?
Cam Akers. It's going to be like second and goal from the 3, and Joe Burrow's going to roll out. Some big, beautiful man's going to break free and catch it, and I'm going to win like a good amount of money. So it's one of my favorite bets that we can possibly make. You can't bet no, essentially. It's just yes, and the answer is yes.
All right, so that one we're not going to put on our
No, I just love
things.
it. I just love it. Do you have any others that you want to add in here?
No, are we doing the one... the kicking the upright one?
That's another one. Will a kick hit the upright? So I believe it's yes is plus 400 and no is minus 550. Now, shouldn't yes be like 10 to 1 on that?
I mean, it does not seem like that's like likely to happen. How often does that happen?
I'm taking yes. Fuck it.
You are?
I love a good doink.
Doink.
I love a good doink.
All right. I'll give you that one. I'll take no, because I think that's the better bet.
It's a terrible bet by me, especially at these odds. But I'll take it. All right. What are the stakes?
The stakes. All right. Let's see. We definitely should not do something with mayonnaise again. That we should definitely leave that off the table, because you really don't like mayonnaise. What else don't you like?
I don't like a lot of condiments, actually. I don't.
You like ranch, we know that.
Love ranch. Ranch is delicious. Really don't like sour cream. Really.
I like how I'm already assuming that you're going to lose, because I'm like, what can we make Kramer do? Even though it's probably going to be me.
All right, we need to come up with the appropriate stakes of this, and I just don't have great ones yet. I can do the TikTok video, potentially, but I want to do something with, I feel like it has to be something with food, because it's the Super Bowl, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like it has to.
I have an idea. Loser has to, this is an awful idea. Loser has to do an ice. Like the Smirnoff ices.
Oh, yes. Oh. But yes. It's the Super Bowl. It should be alcohol related.
Or food related. That's basically what this podcast is about.
All right,
alcohol, food related, but with some football in there.
I'm in. An ice. Next pod.
One of the normal size ones, not the large size ones. I can't.
We're not weirdos here, right? We're not going to do that. Like, it's not fine print. All right, I'm in.
All right.
Okay, so you are heading to Waste Management. Did I tell you I'm going to Iowa for a day this weekend? I'm trying to arrange now to maybe check out the little football facility just for a day.
Oh.
Heading out there to check out the campus.
It's because you're sad and you're like, football's almost over.
I gotta get my kicks. Something. In fact, I just got a text from a friend there on maybe getting in to get back into the football facility and hang out for a little bit, which would be nice. I love Iowa City, even if I do feel very old there. So I am probably going to have my Friday night and your Friday night are probably going to be like, I don't know, like odds on like roughest night. I'd say it's pick'em here. It's like a coin flip.
That's actually so true because Friday I'm going to the golf tournament and then out. I don't know.
What time are you going, by the way? So are you
9
doing
a.m.
like? Okay, so you're not doing this.
No, I'm not doing 5 a.m. to go to 16. My friend's husband and his friends are all going at 5 a.m. I am not.
Yeah, it's a little nutty.
No, it's wild because like I've gone since I was in college, which was a decent amount of years ago. It has grown so much.
Oh, it's crazy.
There are so many people there. My younger brother, hopefully, will be in attendance, so I get to see him for the day because he's going to school, obviously, 2 hours away from there. But a lot of people come up for the tournament. But it should be fun. Very excited to be watching golf again. Gosh, I love golf so much.
I love golf, too.
But I need you to take a picture of the hospital.
Iowa Children's Hospital, absolutely.
Please.
Gonna walk by. It's like my routine when I'm there. So I'm I haven't been to Iowa in a while. I went after that story. No, I've done I think a story or two there since. But I'm gonna pretend the weather, by the way, in Iowa City, the high of 43, low of 8 on Friday. That is aggressive temperature drops.
I hate to tell you this, but it's going to be 80 degrees in Arizona this weekend.
I don't need to hear that. I am going to the Players in a couple of weeks, though. I just found that out today.
Oh,
yes.
I'm so jealous.
I am going to the Players.
Also, next pod, we should probably talk a little golf and talk about some of the storylines going on there.
Also, betting golf is amazing.
I can't wait to be in the state of Arizona.
Weekly golf bets. Yes. Oh, gosh. Degenerate Paige. Back again.
Back on her bullshit.
Okay. No, golf bets. Weekly golf bets are a thing, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Yes. So
all right.
I think that's all we've got. Happy Super Bowl. Be safe. Don't drink and drive.
Yes. Absolutely. It's not worth it. Don't do anything dumb. Enjoy the end of the football season, and we will talk to you guys next week.